Please read. Nagar vinapanam vyadi raushaddatah vinaparokshanubhavam brahma sabdairnamuchyate. So, I hope you have thought over that class that we shared last evening, because this particular word, experience, especially in our generation, is very misleading, more so because in English language, experience means as though experiencing means directly seeing, tasting, touching, experiencing. And there is a distance between knowledge and experience. Understand that point, please. There is a distance between not knowledge and experience. Very clearly you must see those words. Concept must very clearly see. One is information. In English, let us take it, then I will tell into Sanskrit. One is information. Another is knowledge. Just these two words you first play, okay? Understand. Information is coming to know about certain object with certain names or certain descriptions, reading from a book or any other source, listening to somebody from some other source. Like somebody tells you about, let us say, that there are nice wild animals in the African subcontinent. This is an information. Just see, this is an information. And again, Himalayan heights, very beautiful, another information. Gangotri, Ganges, Gomukh, another piece of information. Manasarovar, one more information. Alaska, information. So like in childhood, we can see in our school days what has happened. When we study geography, we are picking up all informations. Are you getting that point, please? And that is not knowledge. Why? We have information about all the parts of the world, but we have not crossed our village border. We know about England, Europe, America, Australia, Far East, everything we know about. All informations we have picked up, but we have not crossed the village border. Is it information or knowledge? Information. Naturally. And what will be knowledge? When I go to the Himalayas, see Gangotri, Yamunotri, Gomukh, the source of Ganges, the source of Yamuna, then it becomes knowledge. So the first information is being familiar with the name. Even though you are familiar with the name, you have not seen the place. So you have to go to Gangotri, Yamunotri, Europe, America. That is how it is. It becomes knowledge. As a child, your mother tells you, tiger. When you grow up as a school child and go to a zoo and you see the tiger for the first time, now the information becomes knowledge. The tiger, the word, now gets associated with the animal. So you associate the name with the object. So if you pick up the name, it is information. If you associate the name with the object, after you see the object, it becomes the knowledge. Okay, in a very simple terms. Okay, Thus you can see we have informations about a million things, but knowledge of few things. Information about million things, so much informations. But in reality, you don't have the knowledge. Like, do you know who was the past president of India? Oh, immediately it's Abdul Kalam. But do you know him? Does he know you? Nothing. You don't know anything about him. Queen of England. You know him. You know him? Or you have seen his photo? You understand? Taj Mahal. You have seen the photo. But it creates an illusion. Are you getting that point? It creates an illusion. As though you have seen Taj Mahal. No, because so many times you've seen the photo of, let us say, Queen of England, as the President of America, or the President of, some country. The Taj Mahal, Eiffel Tower. There are many things in the world which you have not gone, but we feel as though you have seen it. Because continuously from childhood onwards, you have seen the pictures. Pisa, what is that? Pisa? Leaning Tower of Pisa. Italian thing. Pyramid. Taj Mahal. Eiffel Tower. London Tower. Not many people have gone and seen. But everybody thinks as though they have seen. The moment you see the picture, oh, London Tower. This is Eiffel Tower. This is Taj Mahal. You have not seen anything. Understand? So information we have, knowledge we do not have. Okay? Listen carefully. Same way, when you are listening to these Upanishads, a person can be very well familiar with Atma, Brahma, Chetana, Chaitanya, consciousness, Mukti, Ishvara. All these words you can be very familiar with. But what is the meaning? Understand. So immediately that is where the people say, you have the information, but you don't have the knowledge. Why? Because just like you have got geography, all the informations, and you should not call it knowledge. Same way, you can have all the informations about Vedanta, Upanishads, but you don't have the knowledge. And that time, when you say you don't have the knowledge, what it means is, you don't have the experience. Like, think of it, like, when you listen carefully, when you have the knowledge of Himalayas, please take it step by step. When you have information about Himalayas, you don't know Himalayas. But suppose you go and reach the foothills of Himalayas and Rishikesh, and you start seeing the mountain range, you have the direct knowledge. That time, do you have experience or not? When you are knowing it, are you experiencing it or not? Say yes or no. I want you to participate, okay? Because this is very important. You be alive, well, and shout, okay? I want to hear clearly from you. If you don't hear, you don't understand, ask me, okay? Because this is very, very important. Because this is one word, today it has created a havoc in the world. Especially in the so-called spiritual, religious world, it has created a havoc. Because everybody thinks, I am going for an experience. And people are selling experience, waiting for experience, hunting for experience. And the person thinks, I don't have the experience. Since so much premium is given on this word experience, everybody is going crazy that I don't have the experience. Please see how it is. Every word you must see clearly. When you are first as a child, you picked up the information in Himalayas. So understand, you had the information, you never had the knowledge. Right or wrong? Right. Now when you drive, reach the distance, stand in front of the majestic mountains, the range of mountains, near the foothills of Rishikesh, near Rishikesh. Now you say you know Himalayas. When you say you saw it, you know the Himalayas. When you say knowing the Himalayas, are you experiencing it or not? Huh? Experience. Now, tell me, which one came first? You please you use your brain and tell me. Which one came first? When you reached the Himalayas, the experience came first or the introduction came first? Huh? No. Okay, forget introduction, because introduce means you think already you are introduced about the name. No, I'm not talking about that information. Okay, forget introduction word. What came first? Okay, your information came first or the experience came first? Information. Now when you reach there, listen, when you reach there, your experience of Himalayas comes first or the knowledge comes first? Are you getting that point? You are already standing there experiencing it. But somebody must point out, this is Himalayas. Are you getting that? Because you can standing on any mountain, no? You can be standing on any mountain. Any mountain is not Himalayas. But before they introduce you, before they name it, this is Himalayas. Are you getting that point? Before they introduce you, you are already experiencing it. So which one comes first? Experience comes first or knowledge comes first? Huh? Loud. Experience comes first, right? Information comes first or experience comes first? Information comes first. Are you getting that? In the objective knowledge, in the knowledge of the world, first step is information. Next step is experience. Third step is knowledge. Are you getting that point, please? Is it clear? Okay? Very clear. Okay, now, naturally, when it comes to self-knowledge, the person shall use, we shall have to see which one comes first. Listen carefully. When we start reading about yourself, that who you are, the information they give you, the physical body, your sense organs, your thoughts, your I thought. So which one is coming first now? Informations or the experience? Information. Are you getting that? Information coming first. First the information coming because you are studying. Gross body, subtle body, causal body. Okay, listen now. Very careful. When it comes to information and Himalayas, you are here in Tamil Nadu, Tiruvannamalai, and the information you are getting is on Himalayas, which is far away in space, therefore far away in time, because you have to cover this space in time. Okay? So if you want to convert the information on Himalayas to knowledge, what should you do? You have to go to Himalayas. If you want to convert the information on England, you have to go to England. Right? And that takes time, because this space has to be covered in time. Okay? It has to be covered time. Now, sitting down here, you are studying. Listen, sitting down here, you are picking informations on yourself. Gross body, subtle body, causal body, Atma, Chetana, consciousness. Now to convert about yourself, this and who you are, I thought, meaning of the word I, to convert this information to knowledge, where should you go? To convert the information on yourself to knowledge, where should you go? Himalayas? Mountains? Are you getting that point? You are not supposed to go anywhere. Why? There is no question of going somewhere in outside. You don't travel outside. Are you getting that point? You don't have to travel outside to get knowledge about yourself. Are you getting that point? No distance. No space distance, therefore no time distance. Okay, there is no distance in space, no distance in time. Okay, now listen carefully. Now, when you are converting your information about Himalayas to knowledge, what are you doing? You reach there. You stand. That time, are you experiencing it first or the knowledge comes first? Experience comes first. Are you getting that? Like, I'll give an example. Please see. You are taking your baby brother, your baby sister, your grandson, your granddaughter, your baby, small child. You are taking him to garden. Taking the baby for a nature walk. Okay? Why? Because you want him to give him the knowledge of various plants and trees and flowers and fruits. Okay? Now tell me, as you take the child to the garden, do you give him knowledge first or the child is experiencing the garden first? Loud. Right. The child is already experiencing the garden before you are introducing it to him. Right or wrong? You must see this. You must see this. Because until you experience, you cannot get knowledge. Are you getting that point, please? Information you can get. I hope you see this clearly. Information you can get without experiencing, without knowing. But you cannot know without experiencing. Are you getting that point, please? Information you can get without experiencing. Are you getting that point? Many times you can experience, but you may not know. But you cannot say you know and you did not experience. Are you getting that point, please? You must break that barrier inside. Do not equate knowledge with information. Information is not knowledge. Okay? I say red hibiscus. You don't know. Let us say you don't know. Red hibiscus. Do you know? No, you don't know. Right? Okay, say you don't know. So I have to show it to you. Listen, I'm just showing it to you. Now you know it is red. But how do you know it is hibiscus? Because hibiscus you have not been introduced to. Red color you are introduced to. So it may be red rose. Suppose, are you getting that point? So, when I am showing this flower, you are already, first you experience it. Then only I tell you, this is red hibiscus. Now, did you experience it first or you did know it first? You experience it first. Are you getting that? And once you know it, there is no question of you are not experiencing it. Not experiencing means seeing. Now you have got the knowledge of the color. But do you have the knowledge of the taste? You have experienced the color. Have you experienced the taste? You have to put it on your tongue. Have you experienced the smell? Not yet. Are you getting that point? So to experience the smell, you must smell it. Okay? Now think of it. So whenever you are knowing the flower, knowing the object, you have already experienced it. But many times you might have experienced, but you don't know. Right or wrong? Many things you might have experienced, but you do not know. In the garden, listen, in the garden, you have seen all our garden, right? You have seen all our garden now. Now suppose I ask you, did you see the baobab tree? Did you see the baobab? Did you see harida? Did you see harida? No, Swamiji, I have not seen. Okay? Listen. Have you gone to my, where I stay, that room, near the room you have gone there? Yes, Swamiji, you have gone. Have you seen that little pond with a blue lotus? Yes, I have seen it. Near that blue lotus pond, that Harida plant is there. When you look it, it's not that you only look at the pond and you don't see. Are you getting that? Your eyes, when you are looking at it, your eyes will give you the general picture. But though you experienced, are you getting that? Though you experienced that particular tree, but it was not named for you. This is the Harida, one of those three phala. Harida, Bahada, Amla. You know, these three fruits are there. You don't know it. So you experienced it, but you did not know it. Are you getting that point, please? You can't say you knew and did not experience. You can say you had information you didn't experience. Are you getting that point, please? You must see it. You can say you had information but you did not experience. But you cannot say you knew and you didn't have the experience. No. You can have the experience and no knowledge. But you can't have knowledge without experience. Are you getting that? You understand now what the people talk about it? You may have the knowledge of all the scriptures, but you don't have the experience. We know it. Who said you have the knowledge or experience? Knowledge of the scripture. You have information and scripture. Information and scripture is not knowledge. Are you getting that point, please? That is where the meditation groups, all these new religions, those who are experienced hunting, they shall dismiss every type of study, every type of contemplation. You completely forget that especially in self-knowledge, self-awareness, like any other knowledge, you must study. There is no choice. That is why religious people have become such superstitious, so-called mysterious, completely irrational, and people just don't understand it. Because everybody dismisses it. You should have the experience. You may have knowledge. No, you don't have the knowledge. You have the information. That is why information orientation study is no good. In physics, chemistry, mathematics, in physics, chemistry, all these scientific subjects, they first give you the information, then they undertake a scientific experiment in the laboratory so that you are convinced that a particular chemical compound reacting with a particular acid produces oxygen. They gave you the theory. Then they take you to practical class. They bring that chemical compound, put it in that acid, and the gas comes out. You know this is how oxygen comes. Are you getting that point, please? No problem. So when it comes to self-knowledge, listen carefully, friends. When it comes to self-knowledge, same thing. First, as you are sitting down in the class, you are picking up certain information. Listen carefully. You are picking up certain information on gross body, subtle body, your thoughts and everything. Now, to convert that information to knowledge, where should you go? Outside? To get the knowledge about yourself, you should go to self. To get the knowledge of Himalayas, shall you go to Andes? To get the knowledge of Andes, shall you go to Alps? If you want to get the knowledge of Alps, you must go to Alps. If you want to go to the knowledge of the self, where should you go? Self. Don't say inside. There is no inside, outside. We shall see that later on. Okay. Just as a thing, you can say inside. Definitely self is not somewhere visible outside, but again, it doesn't matter. So, if you want to get the knowledge of the self, you must go to self. Achha, what is the distance between yourself and yourself? There is no distance. You have to observe, listen carefully. Now, Ajibin, The moment you stand out, listen carefully, the moment you stand in front of the mountain, you are already experiencing the mountain. Somebody should point it out. This is Himalayas. Can you by yourself know this is Himalayas? The first man who named it, listen, the first man who named it did not have a name. Now today, you go to America. The first man who went there, what was the land he discovered? You don't know. Because his name was Amerigo Vespucci, therefore it became America. But the fellow, whoever Columbus or America, he thought he has come to India. So the fellows were known as Red Indian. Even now is Red Indian. So did he name them? Are you getting that? So did any object have the name before? So can he say he has experienced Himalayas? Now we say we have not gone to Himalayas. But when things were not named, you did not have a problem. Are you getting that point, please? Hey, look, you must see this is very, 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 very subtle and beautiful. That is why more countries you name, the less traveled you are. Why people feel more and more ignorant? Because there are more and more knowledge. Those days people never felt ignorant. Why? Because there was no, there is not much information. Suppose the whole thing is body. You just think, do you know body? Yes, I know the body. But suppose you start naming every part of it, the head, the leg, the tail, the everything, the hand, the bone, everything. Then you say, you know the body? Yes, everybody knows, yes. Toe? What is toe? I know the body. Toe? I don't know. Knee? I don't know. Back? I don't know. Thighs? What are you talking about? I know my body. What is your body? Oh no, body. Knee? I don't know. See that how it is? The more you name it, the more ignorant you feel. How strange it is, How strange it is. You are, listen, please think of it. You are experiencing your knee. Are you experiencing or not? Are you using your knee or not? But you don't know the knee. Suppose somebody says knee. You say, what knee? I don't know the knee. You don't know the knee or you don't know the name? Come on, come on. Are you getting that? A child, when he says a child does not, baby, what is your head? And suppose, baby, what is your mouth? The baby, first time you are in, baby, what is your mouth? The baby looks at it. The baby doesn't know mouth. Now he does not know the mouth or does not know the name called mouth. Every day he is using his finger and pushing it inside his mouth. He is using the finger, using the mouth. But the baby does not know the mouth. So what does he know? What he does not know? The name or the organ? Organ he knows, but the name he doesn't have. Listen carefully. When it comes to being your own body, your own sense organ, in your thoughts, yourself the consciousness, you are already knowing it, continuously using it. But you don't know the name. Who are you? I have never tried to name myself. Do you know Brahman? Because you think, listen carefully, you are yourself, but you don't know that your name, that you have been named Brahman. Are you getting that point, please? You don't know that you have been named Atma, Chetana, consciousness, all-pervasiveness. You don't know that. Continuously using. I don't know that this has been named as leg, or this is thighs and this is hand, but I am using it. Those people who have named it, they have not informed me about it. So I feel ignorant about my own leg, even though I am using it. I feel ignorant about my own hand, even though I am using it. Are you getting that? I feel ignorant about myself, even though I am continuously using it. Are you getting that, please? Always. Anyway, now that you are using it, think. Now, you pick up the names. When you are picking up the names, that is the information. To convert that information to knowledge, what should you go? You must go to yourself. Now, Ajivan. You take the child to the garden. Listen. You take the child to the garden. And you are introducing the child to everything. I will make a very graphic description. Very graphic. Elaborate. Child is walking. You are walking from your house to the garden. Okay? You walked into the garden. And what the child do? You are already seeing it. Child is also already seeing it. Now you start introducing the child. Rose. Hibiscus. Lily. Red rose. Grass. Water. You are introducing. Are you getting that point? You are introducing. When you are introducing, the child is already seeing it. Then you are introducing. The child is already experiencing it. Are you getting that? The child is already experiencing it. You are naming it. Can you, after showing him the entire garden, you bring the child back home, and the grandfather, you are the child, father of the child, the mother of the child, and the grandfather comes and says, "Baby, where have you been?" "I went to the garden." "What did you see?" "Rose, lily, hibiscus. So many things you saw." "Yes, Papa. Yes, Grandpa, I saw. Tata, I saw all these things." Now the grandfather says, "Did you see the space?" "No." Now tell me, the space was there or not? Space is at home or not? Space is outside or not? Space is inside. Space is outside. The son is inside the space, the father is inside the space, the grandson is inside the space. Nobody introduced the grandson to this space. Now tell me, has he experienced the space or not? But he doesn't have the knowledge of it. When you are giving him the knowledge, are you creating the flower? Listen carefully. When you are giving him the knowledge, when introducing him to something, are you creating the flower? Are you creating the tree? Are you creating the space? While giving the knowledge, you don't create anything. You only introduced him something which is already existing. Are you getting that point? Now, you are introduced to all thoughts inside. That is why I say, close your eyes, sit down early morning. Do not talk until you come to the class. But some people, I know that at least all over it happens. During the camp happens. This is also happening. I say, 1 hour stop talking. Ooh. Because if you don't talk, the whole world will collapse, you know. The whole world will collapse. Why? Because you are not talking, you see. Please observe. It is for your sake. Long before you speak, you must think. Must be aware of your thought. Then you will know what to speak, what not to speak. Or else you will have a verbal diarrhea. You understand that disease? Verbal diarrhea. Uncontrolled speech. Why are you talking? No, you know, just simply non-stop. Ask yourself a question before you speak. Is it necessary to speak? Does it serve any purpose? No. Simply. Understand? So when you are now, we introduce you to your gross body, sense organs, and then we get into thought. Listen, as I am introducing you, now you move into as though the inside. No, from outside the book, information, you are now taken into inner landscape. In your inner landscape, please listen. As even when you are taking the child to outer landscape, you don't create anything but introduce the child to things that are existing. In the inner landscape, no guru, no God, no so-called master or fool or stupid, whatever names you give them. Nobody can create something which is not already in the inner landscape. Every thought you are introduced to. Now, please remember that. The grandfather introduced the child, or the father introduced the child to the flowers, grass, trees, water, everything. Did not introduce him to space. Same thing within. You are introduced to thought, every thought. What about consciousness? Something which you are continuously experiencing. Are you getting that point, please? Are you getting that point, please? Are you experiencing the consciousness? Listen carefully. Very subtle. When you say you are experiencing the flower is here, eyes are here. Okay? Experiencing the flower is there, eyes are here. This is known as sense experience. Ear is here, sound is there, sense experience. Tongue is here, food is on the top, food belongs to outside. Sense experience. You enjoy the fragrance, nose is here, sense experience. And that is why there is a possibility of detachment. Detachment means there is a possibility of sometime sense object not existing, therefore sense experience not being possible. When the food is gone, the taste goes away. When the object you are touching is gone, the touch experience goes away. When the sun is setting, the experience of the sun goes away. Listen carefully. Now, move in. Are you experiencing your thought? Listen carefully. Are you experiencing your thought? Yes or no? Do you experience it with your eyes? Can your eyes see your thought? Yes or no? You better be lively and loud. Are you getting? You must see that. Participate and think for yourself. Don't be timid. Your mind will kill you. You know that? Unless you are absolutely strong. You have been brainwashed to be destroyed. Do you experience your thought or no? Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? You don't experience your thought. You experience your thought. Do you see it with your eyes? No. With your ears? With your any sense organ? But still you see, no? Are you conscious of the thought or no? You are conscious of your thought. Are you getting that? Now, if I is, listen carefully, if I is seeing the flower, you name it experience. The thought of the flower is an impression. Eyes see the flower. The perception, it becomes a thought. Are you getting that? True to the perception, it becomes a thought, impression. Now that flower of the thought of the flower, can the eyes see? No. Eyes can see only the object. Eyes cannot see the thought of the object. To see the thought of the object, you need eye of the eyes. That is why in Upanishads they call it Jnana Chakshu. Eye of the eyes. Third eye. Eye of the eyes. Chakshu, Sachakshu. Eye of the eyes. And what is that eye of the eye? Yourself, the consciousness. Now, when I am showing you the flower, listen carefully. When I am showing you the flower, am I giving you the eyes? Huh? Listen, when I show you the flower, do I give you the eyes? No. When I say think of the flower, do I give you the consciousness? When I show you the flower, do I give you the eyes? No. Your eyes are already there. When I say think of the flower, do I give you consciousness? No, because it is already there. I only suggest a thought to come. I only suggest a thought. Okay, when the eye is looking at the flower, we call it experiencing the flower. Consciousness, looking at the thought, you say experiencing the thought. Okay? Consciousness, you being conscious of the thought. Any thought, you are experiencing a thought. You are experiencing a mood. Are you getting that? You are experiencing a thought. Experiencing built up. Are you getting that? Now, suppose I remove this flower. Are the thoughts taken away? I'm sorry. When I remove the flower, eyes are taken away? Eyes are still there. When your thoughts are taken away, you are experiencing the thought. Listen to the statement. You are experiencing the, listen. You are experiencing the flower. Start with that. Seeing the flower. Okay, start with seeing the flower. If I remove the flower, seeing stops. Seeing continues. But flower gone. Speck comes, now seeing the flower, specks. Book comes, now seeing the book. Because seeing continues. Are you getting that point? Seeing is experiencing at the level of the eyes. Hearing is experiencing at the level of the ears. What you hear goes on changing, but that you hear doesn't change. Now you are experiencing the thought. Are you getting that point? Experiencing the thought. When the thought goes away, do you stop experiencing? Are you getting that point? When the thought goes away, do you stop experiencing? No, because experiencing means what? Being conscious. Experiencing a sight means being conscious of the sight. Experiencing the sound means being conscious of the sound. Experiencing the touch means being conscious of the touch. Experiencing thought means being conscious of the thought. Sound can stop. Hearing can go away. Sight can stop. Understand? Objects can disappear. You can lose your sight. But do you stop experiencing? Do you stop being conscious? Huh? Like a blind man. A blind man is as conscious as a person who can see. But only thing is he can't see. But he sees that he doesn't see. the other person sees that he sees. Are you getting that point, please? So that experience, are you getting that point now? It is of the nature of experience. As I told you, you may have the experience, but you don't have the knowledge. Like an experience something, but you don't have the knowledge of something. So you have to be introduced. Like the 10th man experiencing the 10th man. Like the mala, owner of the mala, experiencing himself, but doesn't know that he is the owner of the mala. You hold the, you have the key bunch, like the key in your hand, and you are looking for the key bunch. You are the person, you saw that, no, I was telling you. Where is the specs? Where is the specs? Oh, you bring the whole roof down. And when people look at you, they laugh at you. Why? And a poor speck cannot say that, I am here on the top of your head, what are you looking for? Experiencing, but not knowing. So tell me about yourself. Do you have the experience? Yes. What you don't have is knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Listen carefully. And to experience Himalayas, listen carefully. To experience Himalayas directly, you have to travel long distance. Information is there here. Himalaya is far away. Now the information about yourself is here. The experience of yourself also is here. How long it takes to take the knowledge? Are you getting that point? Tattvamasi. You are that. Are you getting that? One word plays the magic. That is why the Shabda, the words becomes a means of knowledge. I have told you already, Tattvada classes. The words just reveal the truth. It's just like, so you have the experience, but you don't have the knowledge. So clearly understand these 3 points. You can have information, but you may not have the experience, you may not have the knowledge. If you want to convert the information to knowledge, you go to the object. And when you stand in front of the object, you are already experiencing it. Still you may not have the knowledge. You have the information, you have the experience, but you have not the knowledge because somebody doesn't introduce it to you. Are you getting that point? You come to India, you come with an information that there is Arunachala mountain. 30 kilometers away from the town, as you are coming towards it, you are seeing the mountain, like many other mountains. You are coming to the city also. And then, but you still don't know that is the mountain you are looking at. Experiencing it, but you don't have the knowledge. Somebody says, this is the Arunachala. Oh, this is the hills. I've been seeing it for last half an hour. Yes, that's where it is. You come here, you want to see this ashram, self-knowledge village, and you want to see Swamiji also. And I am moving around like anybody else. Everywhere there are so many people moving around, same type of dresses are there, so many people are there, everybody knows. And there is no huge belly or huge height or anything like that, something significantly standing apart, let us say. So is he going around and say, then you come and meet me, like many people have, at least 3 people have done it in last 20 years. Can I meet Swami Suddhananda? I said, yes, you can. Where is he? Sitting in front of you. Oh, Swamiji, namaskar. Experiencing it, but still doesn't know. Are you getting that point, please? So somebody must introduce. Understand? Now, in case of self-knowledge, same thing. You are knowing about so many things. And the landscape in which you have to understand it is not outer landscape, inner landscape. As I told you, as you introduce the child to the outer landscape, you don't create anything. You only introduce. In your inner landscape, everything is introduced. Thoughts of all kinds. I thought, what it stands for, awareness already existing. You have the experience of it. You don't have the knowledge of it. Are you getting that point, please? You understand? You have the, everybody has the experience of himself, but they don't have the knowledge. You are experiencing yourself. Everybody, that's why everybody experience. We saw it in the, remember those points, simple ones. Ask somebody, what do you want in life? Come on, listen to it. Very simple terms. What do you want in life? Huh? Now you know happiness, but ask ordinary person, what do you want in life? Why you want to be educated? Why do you want to be educated? I want a job. Are you getting that? Why do you want a job? Money. Why do you want money? Things. Why do you want things? Comfort. Why do you want to be comfortable? I can be happy. So what is that ultimately you want? Happiness. If you want education, where should you go? College. If you want job, where should you go? Industry, establishment. You want money, where should you go? If you have kept it, you want to loot it, either of the way. Huh? Bank. If you want things, where should you go? Shopping center. If you want happiness, where should you go? If you want happiness, where should you go? Is there any outside address? For everything there is an outside address. Education, university. Job, outside. Money, outside. Things, outside. Happiness? Everybody's, are you getting that? Now you say happiness, inside you are telling. That we shall talk later on. But what have you been brainwashed or brain dirty, as I told you? What is the brainwashed? How you have been brainwashed? You want to be happy? Get educated, get money, get things, you will be very happy. What? If you are educated, you are educated. You are rich, you are rich. You are moneyed, you are moneyed. You are not happy because happiness is different. If you want happiness, where should you go? Ask yourself the question, any moment of happiness, where are you happy? Within or without? Your moment of happiness, are you happy with yourself or you are happy? Sometimes I am very happy. Why? See that the new leaves have come in the neem tree. I feel very happy. Why? The water is bubbling. Do you say that? Whenever you are happy, you are with yourself. So where is the direction? For your happiness, where should you go? Can't go outside, right? Some people say that's why I go inside. So what happens? You start looking inside. When you look outside, you are extrovert. When you look inside, you are introvert. That is why religious people are nuts. When the secular people are secular nuts, looking for happiness in the object outside, religious people become religious nuts, looking for happiness inside. That is where they push you to see light and color and sensations and fancy stuff. Are you getting that? Visualization. And they equate, just like the secular fellow equates Ferrari, Mercedes, 5-star houses with happiness or good food, restaurant food with happiness. The religious fellow equates sensation, blue light, green light, red light, shivering, or with the happiness. Who is better? Huh? Who is better? Both are nuts. But the secular nuts is little better than the religious nuts. Because secular nuts at least produces something. Religious nuts, total unproductive. Because he is looking for light inside. Outside light, everybody can read. Inside light, neither you can read nor others can read. You can only go nuts. Are you getting that point, please? So it's neither inside or outside. So in your inner landscape, this happiness Does somebody create? Already existing. What do you call yourself? That itself is happiness. Because any moment of happiness, you are with yourself. So experience you have about yourself, at any moment of happiness, you are with yourself. You have the experience, anubhava, but you don't have the knowledge. Are you getting that? And once you know, can you stop experiencing ever? Because anubhava swarupatvat, it is your own nature. So every moment I am with myself. What happens is, happiness means for people, are you happy? Yes. Because, oh, I am feeling so thrill, so it's a nice sensation. You know, when you eat the food, oh, so beautiful. To be a little happy, sensually, understand? Sensually feel happy, you have got some sensation, very strong sensation. So the person thinks, if he has to be absolutely happy, he should have absolute sensation. But absolute happiness is not a sensation. If you equate sensation with happiness, listen carefully, you get into a huge danger. If you equate sensation with happiness, then when you have to understand happiness, you shall look for a huge sensation. Why are you happy? Oh, because the weather is so nice, the feeling is so nice, just cold, nice weather, just cool, just hot, something like that. Same thing. So are you happy with yourself? Yes. Why? You are looking for some just cool or warm. No sensation. Being yourself, if you want to name it, call it happiness, call it fulfillment, call it freedom, call it anything you like. Therefore, anubhava, experience is something already with you at all time. Just like the 10th man experiencing the 10th man all the time, doesn't know. You are always with yourself, eternally happy, ever existing pure awareness. Body changes, sense organ change, thoughts change, you never change. Understand? In simple terms, please. The object, just see again, with that I shall finish it up. Take the word experience. When your eyes experiencing the flower. When his eyes seeing the flower means what? You are conscious of the 4 things. Listen. Seeing the flower means flower is here, eyes are here. True to the perception, thought is there. And you are conscious of the thought. When you are seeing means you are conscious of the thought, conscious of your eyes, conscious of the flower. Even though you are not conscious, because you are so unconscious, we are right of it. Are you getting that? But 4 things happen whether you like it or not. This is the mechanism. To have a perception, thought is object of perception is there. Instrument of perception, eyes are there. True to the perception, thought is there. Then consciousness there. Unless the 4 things are together, you cannot perceive. Are you getting that point? So the object is, eyes are, thought is, you are. Now take away the object. Eyes are, thought is, you are. Close your eyes. Thought is, you are. Thoughts can go. Don't even say, I am. You are creating another thought. You don't need to say I to be conscious. Therefore, whether I see or not, seeing continues. Being conscious continues. Ears hear or not, hearing continues. Meaning, consciousness continues. Hearing, seeing, tasting, touching are at the level of the sense organs. Being conscious, all at the level of yourself, is continuous. Whether the sense organs perceive or not, perception there is or not, true to the perception, thought is there or not, but always you are there with yourself. Continuous. Call it anubhava swarupa, your own experience. You are the experience. Therefore, there is no question of saying, I don't have the experience. No, you have the experience. You don't have the knowledge because you are not introduced to it. When somebody teacher says that way, tattvamasi, you are that. with that statement, with all this groundwork, you are revealed as to who you are. Therefore, the easiest of the subject, because nowhere you have to go in time and space, always with yourself. So which knowledge is easy? Atma-jnana or the knowledge of the creation? Self-knowledge is easy. Knowledge of the world is difficult, because it depends on time, space, conditions of million conditions are to be fulfilled before you get the objective knowledge. But with yourself, close your eyes. Effortless, immediate, ever existing. Just see that for yourself. Okay. Now please read verse number 62, please. Nagacchati vina pranam yadi roshada sabdatah vina parokshanubhavam brahma sabdairnamuchyate akrutva drishya vilayam agyatva tattvamatmanah brahma sabdaikuto muktihi uktimatra phalairnunam akrutva drishya vilayam agyatva tattvamatmanah brahma sabdaikuto muktihi uktimatra phalairnunam. So, I hope you have contemplated over the ideas that we have shared the last 2-3 classes. As I told you, in our times, in our modern parlance, especially in the realm of spirituality, religion, most people are obsessed with one word, and that is experience. I hope you understood it very, very clearly, because each person thinks that everybody must have the experience of the self. And that is where most people also do not like to expose themselves to this teaching, because they think these are all mere words. That is where mostly those neo-religious traditions, when they go on emphasizing on different practices, maybe a singing or a chanting or a hugging or just holding your hands or touching your body or different types of bizarre practices that pass as spirituality, they shall always claim that mere study, scriptural learning is not enough. You must have the experience of the self. And unfortunately, most people also fall a victim to it, because obviously they don't know what the self is. Just like a place is unknown because they have not experienced it, people think if self is known, they must have already experienced it. Unless it is experienced, it is not known. But they do not understand, as I told you elaborately for last two classes, in the self-knowledge, in the awareness of yourself, experience and yourself both are one and the same. I'll give a synopsis for another 4-5 minutes, then I move into the next verse. But please see that how experience, anubhava in Sanskrit, and yourself are synonymous, both one and the same. Start from external experience. Okay? Please see. I have explained to you. I'll explain it again. If you do not understand, you must tell me later on, but you must please see this. Like this flower. Take this. The moment I show it to you, now you are experiencing it. You are experiencing it with your eyes. Your eyes see this flower. Now when I am putting this flower in front of you, I am only showing you the flower, but you are seeing it. Are you getting that point, please? You are seeing it. You are experiencing it. I show you the flower, but seeing as an experience is already with you. I show you the flower, I don't give you the capacity to see. Are you getting that point, please? Understand it very well. I only show you the, listen, I only show you the flower, but I do not give you the capacity to see. You are always seeing. Please take that statement. You are always seeing. But now you saw the flower. So seeing as an experience is already with you. Are you getting that point, please? You are, okay? Seeing as an experience is already with you. But now you are seeing the flower. I take away this flower and put on this one. So one flower is taken away, the experience of one flower, the flower is taken away, the experience of hibiscus now begins. Hibiscus goes away, jasmine comes. So experience of the hibiscus, experience of the, they call it Krishna, Kaurava Pandava, Krishna, Kamal, or the jasmine, they go on changing. But the experiencing as such is existing, like the light. The light on the roadside is illumining. Now a Mercedes passes, now a Toyota passes, now a bullock cart passes, now a man goes. But the light is always on. Are you getting that point? The light lights up something for some time. That, are you getting that? Same way, seeing is continuous. But what you see goes on changing. Seeing is an experiencing. Are you getting that point? Before you have the experience of the flower, you are already experiencing. Are you getting that point, please? You are already experiencing. Experiencing means what? Being conscious. Now you are conscious of the color of the flower, the shape of the flower. Now if I say, please enjoy the fragrance of it, you take it to your nose. Oof. What is this? Oof. Now you are getting the, now you are conscious of the fragrance here. You are experiencing that sensation of smell. Now when this flower is taken away, the smell is far away, but the experience continues, consciousness continues. Same thing is true for every sense organ. You are touching, tasting, smelling, seeing. They go on changing in life. That your conscious never changes. That is why who you are is the ultimate anubhava. Atma anubhava swarupa. Aham, Atma, I, the self, the awareness, always existing. There is no question of seeing the consciousness. Understand? Eyes see the flower. Can the eyes see itself? Eyes see the flower. Can the eyes see itself? So because the eyes cannot see itself, can you say eyes are non-existent? Consciousness illumines every perception. Sound, taste, touch, smell. Also illumines every thought. Because of the perception, a thought begins. The thought also is illumined by consciousness. Because there is no thought, can you say consciousness doesn't exist? It is something ever existing, yourself, the awareness. That is why there is no question of telling, I have the word and I don't have the experience. No, that is possible, listen carefully. That is possible in outside world. Listen carefully. Objective knowledge, subjective knowledge. That is why I spent so much of time explaining to you. You can hear about Himalayas, information. That information is not knowledge. To convert that information to knowledge, you must go to Himalayas. So you are directly now experiencing the Himalayas. You are seeing the Himalayas. But even when you reach the Himalayas, first you experience, then somebody points it out. This is the Himalayas. Listen carefully. In case of self-knowledge, you are always experiencing it because you are always yourself. You are always the awareness. To be conscious, listen, to be conscious, you don't need anything. Observe. Do you see this flower? Yes. How do you see? I see. What do you see? I see the flower. Okay, now close your eyes. Do you see this flower? No. How do you see? I see. What do you see? I don't see. So when you see the flower, please see that, just play on that word and you shall see. When you see the flower, you say, I see the flower. How do you see? I see, meaning I am conscious. What do you see? I see the flower. Now with your eyes closed, do you see the flower? No, I don't see. How do you see? I see. What do you see? I don't see. So I see that I see the flower. I also see that I don't see the flower. The second half of the statement, seeing and not seeing, are the function of the eyes. But that you see, because your eyes open, that you also see, that you don't see because your eyes are closed. That eye of the eyes always existing. That is why even a blind man is conscious. Universal. What you see will vary. What you hear, what you touch, what you taste, what all experiences you can have in life will go on varying. That in consciousness, awareness, there is no variation. You are with yourself. That is why knowledge is the ignorance of myself keeps me the distance. In case of your information on Himalayas, if you want to convert that information to knowledge, you have to travel thousands of miles. Any subject for that matter. Whereas in case of yourself, if you pick up the information, if you want to convert that information to knowledge, you don't have to travel anywhere. You are with yourself. That is why the teaching, the words, reveal the truth. Sabda Pramana. Already we have seen that. Those are the most beautiful part of the Upanishads, where the words as a means of knowledge. Like your eyes is a means of knowledge. Eyes reveal the flower. Understand? Eyes reveal. Eyes perceive. They don't produce the flower that they see. It's a means of knowledge. You have got 5 means of knowledge. Ears report the sound. They don't produce the sound. Tongue reports the taste. They don't produce the taste. Nose reports the smell. Doesn't produce the smell. Eyes report the sight. Don't produce the sight. Also, The sight doesn't produce your eyes. Sounds do not create your ear. Sense organs are independent of the sense object. Same way, consciousness, awareness illumines all your thought, sense organs, perceptions. Awareness doesn't create your thought, doesn't create your sense organ, doesn't create your perception. Also, your thought, your senses, the sense object do not create the consciousness. You must see the whole arrangement as it is. Teaching is revealing this arrangement, not producing something, not giving something. No teacher can give you which you are not. No science can produce something, the possibility of which is already not existing in the creation. Newton did not create the law of gravity, discovered. Einstein did not create whatever the relativity is. He discovered the principles. No scientist creates, only you discover the possibilities already inherent in the creation. Because of the geography book, Himalayas mountain doesn't exist, no continent exists. Because it exists, book talks about it. So because of the Upanishads, because of the Guru, you are not infinity, immortal, absolute. Because you are it, the teacher reveals it, scripture reveals it. That is why it is such a beautiful, gentle, harmless, absolutely smooth, simple transaction, where one who gives doesn't have a sense of giving. One who receives is not obliged. There is no obligation. There is a simple gratitude of learning. That is why, please appreciate this knowledge is so beautiful. So, anubhava is something, so don't get into that type of idea that I have the knowledge, but I don't have the experience. No, you already have the experience of yourself all the time because you are that consciousness. That is that English language confuses, that's the trouble. When you say experiencing, I don't have the experience, meaning I have not seen. Here it is not so. Your being, understand, a continuous experiencing. Experiencing and your being is continuous. Experiencing an object is different. Experiencing as such is always there. Like, listen to the statement, like conscious of a thought. Listen, long before you are conscious of a thought, first you are conscious, then only of a thought. Are you getting that statement? Are you getting that statement? Long before you are conscious of a thought, first you are conscious, then only conscious of a thought. Are you getting that? Always you are seeing. Long before you see the flower, you are already seeing. When you are conscious, are you getting that? At the level of the eyes, it is seeing. At the level of ears, it is hearing. So you are continuously conscious and your sense organs are doing their job. Therefore, there is no question of you ever missing it. You are always with yourself. Okay? That is why contemplation. Okay, enough of it. Please think over it. If you still find difficulty, please come and discuss. No problem. Okay? Now you say, and this is very essential that you must do it for yourself. You must see it in yourself continuously. The teacher reveals it. The scripture reveals it. But you must do it for yourself. See it for yourself. Like, very nicely says. By you listen to it. But you must see the truth of it very clearly in yourself, that you are the description, you are the subject that is described. If you do that, then you get the strength within yourself. Akrutva drushya vilayam agyatva tattvamatmanah brahmasabdai kuto muktihi uktimatra phale nrunam. Beautifully says. If somebody picks up just a word, Soham, I am that Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Absolute. Brahma matram, sabdena. By this type of sabda, if you pick up by sabda, but you don't understand the artha, if you don't get the meaning of it, ukti matram phalenudam, you become a speaker. You don't really enjoy the beauty of the wisdom. It is like talking about Himalayas, but never seen Himalayas. You pick up some information in Himalayas, like your geography teachers do it in the class. The geography teacher has not gone away from his own village, but he teaches about South Pole, North Pole, all the countries, all the continents. Are you getting that? And he also geography first class first. The first class first in the class, but the fellow has not crossed his village. He talks about it. This is why in our generation, information is equated with knowledge, which is so deluding. Okay? Please. Brahma Shabdaihi. Just because you are picking up the word Brahman, Atman, liberation, freedom, it means nothing. You must see it for yourself. See, be it yourself. You be that experience. You are it. And how do I see that? You look at the whole arrangement like a jigsaw puzzle. A little elephant, wooden elephant, cut into 15 pieces and thrown at the child. Now the baby has to fix it. Baby knows there is an elephant. Everybody says there is an elephant. But he wants to put it. When he puts it, he puts the place of the trunk, the tail, the trunk, leg at the neck in the, near the stomach. Finds it very difficult. But slowly starts fitting into one piece after another. It fits in. When the whole thing fits in, the elephant emerges. The baby did not create the elephant, only put right place, right piece in the right place. The whole self-knowledge is like a jigsaw puzzle. It's about yourself. You keep the body where it belongs, sense organ where it belongs, sense objects where it belongs, thought where it belongs, I thought where it belongs, and you see yourself who you are in the whole arrangement. You know the words are, you don't need a name to exist. At the same time, you need a name to communicate. You know, nothing in this universe needs a name for its existence, but the words are needed to communicate, to discuss. So everything falls into one place. Without putting everything into its own place, simply if you go on repeating Aham Brahmasmi, Ko Ham So Ham, all that, Amka, who am I, nothing will happen. Appreciate. By repeating a question, nobody has found the answer. What is the distance between the sun and the earth? What is the distance between sun and earth? If you go on repeating for a million years, will you know it is 9 crore 30 lakh miles away? What is the distance between moon and the earth, moon and the earth, moon and the 2 lakh 40,000 miles? Will it come to you just like that? By repeating a question, nobody has found answer. So how do you think by simply sitting, who am I, Am Brahma, or so by repeating, as even by repeating the question, you don't get the answer. By repeating an answer, you don't know how to arrive at it. What is the distance between moon and the sun, moon and the earth? 2,40,000 miles. How do you know? Can you calculate? No, some scientist has calculated the light, how much it travels, how long it takes. By repeating an answer, you don't know how to arrive at it. That is why in self-knowledge, a person who simply goes on questioning, as much wasting the time, as even a person who is simply repeating the answer, I am the Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the Absolute, both are useless. That is why they become totally unproductive. Understand? Here you must see very clearly. That is why he says, Akrutva drushya vilayam. That's a beautiful statement. Drushya means perception. What is a perception? There are different types of perception. One is sight, other is sound. Perception of, okay, sound. You hear the sound, you see the forms and colors, you taste the tastes, you touch varieties of things, you smell varieties of fragrance. Each one is a perception. And all these are drushya outside. Drushya, okay? All these are perceptions outside. Now, true to the perception, listen, true to the perception, thoughts take place. Listen carefully. True to the perception, thoughts take place. If the mountain is the sight for the eyes, listen, if the mountain is sight for the eyes, a thought of the mountain is a sight for the eye of the eye consciousness. That is why as much the mountain is a perception outside, the thought of the mountain is a drushya, is a perception inside. Now, listen carefully. Most of the time, watch out, most of the time what happens is, while seeing things, please ask yourself the question right now. While seeing things, you see the tree, see the whole landscape. While seeing the whole landscape, do you remember your eyes? While smelling this beautiful flower, do you remember your nose? While listening to my talk, are you remembering your ears? While eating food, do you remember your tongue? While touching somebody or something, do you remember your body? As even you forget in the outside drushya, perception, so also while perceiving the impressions, the thoughts of sound, touch, taste, smell, you forget yourself, the awareness. That is where, because of your forgetfulness, you lose yourself in perception, within, without. Some people are lost outside world, some people are inside world. Are you getting that? Most people are lost inside, outside. Very gross person is lost outside. He doesn't know that there is a thought taking place. Average people don't understand their thinking. That is why most in the world, they do not want to study and think, because not many people are, they like the thinking. They have never observed themselves. They have never looked at their own mind. That is why the moment you ask them to look at their mind, they are so frightened, because it is like disturbing the hornet's nest. When you disturb the hornet's nest, like a bees, honey bees, boom, 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 thousands of them are coming, swarm of them, and you don't know what to do. Many people are comfortable because they never look at their mind. And once they come to you, if they make them, direct them inside, finished. They become so disturbed. They like other day, one person, why one person? So many people come and go. The moment that is a gentle introduction. A gentle introduction to the mind. Very, very essential. The person must learn to look at his mind. Because so many thoughts. That is where when you do not look at your mind, you are a victim of popularly known as moods. A thought comes up and you are finished. It can be anger, it can be hatred, it can be jealousy. It can be just a memory where somebody hurt you, somebody disturbed you, somebody destroyed you. And you are carrying it inside. Naturally, you have to carry. Don't hate your memories. Already I have told you. Your memories are your memories, without which you cannot be who you are. But that's all drishya. And the best part of it is, listen carefully, the best part of it is the teaching. The teacher is not interested in what type of memories you have. He is interested in yourself, who you are. Which is more precious, friends? Think. Which is more precious? Your eyes or all that the eyes see? If it has to be asked from you, stop seeing all that you seeing or you give up your eyes, what shall you see? Take away everything, but let my eyes be there. Are you getting that point, please? Because the eyes are precious. So how does it matter what your eyes see? Who cares? If you don't listen to that music, if you don't stop listening to music, I will make you deaf. What shall you say? Stop that music. I will help you to stop it. But don't take away my capacity to hear. Which is more important? Thoughts are important or your being yourself? Consciousness is important. But what has happened? Average person has lost himself in sound. There are so many varieties of people. Some people have lost themselves in sound, obsessed with touch, obsessed with taste, obsessed with smell, obsessed with sight. Some people are obsessed with emotions. The same person can be obsessed with a sound sometime, touch sometime else, some other time taste, some other time smell. Human life is being so complicated because they don't understand how to use this machine called body and mind, nor they know themselves who uses this body and mind and the thoughts. Are you getting that? That is why by listening to it, simply by repeating, you will not solve the problem. Observe that you are the subject. Akrutva drashya vilayam agyatva tattvamatmanah. Without, take that language, drishya vilayam akrutva. Without resolving your thoughts and perceptions, agyatva tattvamatmana, without knowing yourself, simply by repeating, I am the Brahman, you are not going to get it. Are you getting that point? See how the teaching takes care of it. How the teacher takes care of it. You don't need critics from outside. The so-called meditators, the so-called experience hunters, those who simply dismiss all these ideas. Please appreciate. The teacher, if he knows, he takes care that you do not lose yourself in the words. Use the words, but don't lose yourself in the words. Without the words, you cannot see the truth of it, because it is necessary. The words, names that have confused you. So use the same words, same names to go beyond it. Understand? So you do the resolve your thoughts, meaning how do you bring the resolution? Placing the thought at the level of the thought. Understand? Previously, I was losing sight of my eyes while looking at the flower. Now, while looking at the flower, I am conscious of the eyes. And I know between the two, the flower will go, eyes shall remain. Same thing also. In your inner universe, the thoughts are existing. True to the perception, thought takes place. Consciousness already existing. Yet thoughts shall appear to disappear. No thought shall remain forever. But you cannot be absent even for a second. Consciousness ever existing. That is self-awareness. When you do that, all the words are beautiful. No words are needed. That is where you saw the first verse, no? Sabdajala Maharanyam. It's a network of words, a wave of words. You enjoy it, you see it, it's beautiful. If you don't understand the meaning of it, you shall be carrying the load of words like a donkey. Beautiful example they give, like a donkey. Bharasya vahanatu chandanasya. The donkey carries the load of sandalwood, but with the biggest nose doesn't enjoy the fragrance of sandalwood. Are you getting that? The donkey carries the load of sandalwood, but never enjoys the fragrance of it. He's a donkey, unconscious. Like that, a learned man carries the load of information, but doesn't enjoy the fragrance of wisdom. You see it for yourself. Okay? Goes on giving more examples. Please look, read. Akrutva satru samharam agatva akhila bhushriyam rajaham iti sabdanno raja bhavitumarhati. Akrutva satru samharam agatva akhila bhushriyam rajaham iti sabdanno raja bhavitumarhati. Beautiful language. He says, suppose a fellow says, I am the Raja. Raja means king. I am the king. I am the king. What do you say? Nuts. You say, the fellow, put him into the asylum. Lunatic asylum. Like one day, one in a country, there is a lunatic asylum. Okay? And the one prime minister, he was visiting the lunatic asylum because he is the number one of the country, first citizen. So he was trying to show to people how he cares for every type of citizen, including the lunatics. So he was paying a visit lunatic asylum for consumption of the press and the society. As he was going, and of course there are people, lunatics, all all crazies and nuts, they are all hanging around also. Then one fellow was sitting down there, one man was just coming out. That day, he is released because he is now okay. So he is released. So he is coming out. But this man doesn't know. So his prime minister, he has gone there. So shaking hand with everybody. So shook hand with him also. And he said, I'm the prime minister of the country. Then this fellow who is cured, he said, oh, thank you so much. You have come to the right place. Because that's what I was talking before few months. So Raja, I am the prime minister, I am the prime minister, I am the king, I am the king. Raja amiti sabdanno raja bhavitumarhati. Just because I am the king, you will not be the king. Unless akrutva satru samhara, you must conquer your enemies. Agatva akhila bhushriyam, you must add empires, kingdoms after kingdoms. Win over the enemies, add kingdoms after kingdoms. Then only you shall say, I am the emperor. Without winning over anybody, without annexing the kingdoms unto your empire, you cannot simply by repeating, I am the emperor, you will not be emperor. Exactly in the same way. Without winning over your thoughts, without having the insight into your moods, without having the insight into your body, your sense organs, your thought, I thought, and ultimately to yourself, by simply repeating, I am the Brahman, you are not going to become the Brahman, the Absolute. Why people don't believe in this knowledge? They see somebody talking, I am the happiness, I am the Brahman, I am the Absolute. That 1 hour talking time, it is excellent. 23 hours living time is very dangerous. Talking time is excellent. I am the Brahman, I am the Absolute. Not only I am the Brahman, you are also Brahman. Right. After the talk is over, by chance somebody comes and says, I think you did not explain it correctly. What? Are you stupid? Beautiful reaction. And after the talk, suppose somebody goes and says, can I have a chocolate? No, you should not have chocolate. The Guru in his own room, all the chocolates. You should never sleep in the daytime. He takes siesta from 2 to 4. Are you getting that point? These are the dangerous precedents which destroys the very sanctity of the teaching. There is so much of a dichotomy, difference between what you teach and how you live. Please understand, friends, nobody cares for your teaching. People care for your living. What you say is important, but how you live is more important. Are you getting that? Don't say what you say is not important. No. What you say is important. But how you live is more important. I can't talk about all the time, I am the happiness, then I am the most miserable fellow. I am the nistaranga jalarasi nischalam, it will come later on. I am like the wave-free, calm ocean of expanse, calm expanse of ocean. Then all the time under the moods, pale of moods, angry, hateful, jealous, miserable. What is this? It's like a movie man who is playing the role of Rama, a very noble character. Outside the stage, Rakshas, the number one Ravana. He is the rogue. It's better to play the role of a villain and be a good man in real life. Are you getting that? It's better to play the role of a villain and be a good man. Because role playing doesn't affect anybody. Are you getting that point, please? When you're playing the role, you're not affected. That is why, please see, when the Oscar, you are awarded Oscar award is given, are they giving it to the roles or to the actor? To the actor. Roles don't get anything. The roles are roles. Actor is very important. But if you take the role to be an actor, you are a disaster. Are you getting that point? If you take a particular role to be actor, you shall confuse everybody. Today's world, our trouble is, one professional role is accepted as the ultimate human personality. That is why when professionally you are shattered, your personal life also goes. Same way, a teacher who has accepted the role of a teacher doesn't understand the truth, but he has accepted the role of a teaching. Then what happens? Because he has accepted the role of a teacher, just like the professional, his personal life is totally useless. It's like a president of a country. He rules over a country, but can't rule over his own mind. It's like a king. He rules over thousands of people, but can't fight with his own alcoholism. And such people are ruling the world. CEO of multinationals, countries and continents. Only they are rogues. No, even a tiny man is only allotment. Same problem. That is why in the midst of prosperity, there is so much of groaning and moaning in the world. Think, friends, because of this. Akrutva, without seeing yourself, resolving your thoughts. Resolving thoughts means not making them disappear. No. Never have that idea, because people have these funny notions. Mano nasa, the mind must be destroyed. Ahankar nasa, I must be destroyed. What is this? If you can't drive a car, shall you make it a junk? If you make it a junk, if you kill it, what is the question of your driving? You kill your mind, then how are you going to function? What type of stupid word is that? You don't kill the snake, you play with the snake. Since I cannot swim, to remove the water. What? Learn how to swim. It's like to remove all the thoughts. What nonsense. And that is what people try. That is why they are destroyed. First, you cannot remove all the thoughts. And next, why are you trying it? Thought need not be removed. You see yourself who you are. That is why when you know how to handle it all, being yourself, then if you say, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the happiness absolute, it is beautiful. So, perceptions, sense organs, thoughts, and yourself, everything as it is, please see it. Okay, how do I do that? When the teaching takes place, you take it over and think over and see it. Beautiful example he gives. This particular verse is a big verse which is coming. Amazing. Read it. Aptokti khananam tathopari shiladyutkarshanam shivkritim nikshepa samapekshate nahi vahi sabdaistu nirgacchati tadvat brahma vidopadeshe manana dhyanadibhir labhyate maya karyatirohitam swamamalam tattvam na duryuktivi aptoktim khananam tathopari shiladyutkarshanam shivkritim nikshepa samapekshate nahi vahi sabdaistu nirgacchati tadvat brahma vidopadeshe manana dhyanadibhir labhyate maya karyatirohitam swamamalam tattvam na duryuktivihi. Yes, that's beautiful. That's absolute beauty. How do I know this? And the teacher says that. Now, all the students is now having asked the question, now he is listening to this big elaboration now. You see that? That's why this particular book is so beautiful. By 570 verses. By the time it's over, you will be finished. There will be, you won't have any, thereafter you can't have any doubt which is not dealt with. That is why the teaching is so elaborate and so beautiful. When this experience-oriented teaching, nowadays with new religion, where you go and park your body for half an hour and pay 20 rupees and go, in that type of study, what happens is, question is never taken. Even if you ask the question, nobody answers. By chance you ask the question, the fellow completely turns it around to say, who is questioning? If you say, why this thought is coming, who is thinking? If I know all that, why should I come back? If I don't know, I will not come back. Are you getting that? It's a very, very tough point. A person simply deflects the question. Understand? By deflecting the question intelligently or unintelligently, you do not solve your problem. You must have the full insight into it. You can't just wish it away, please. You can't wish it away. Therefore, You must understand every thought, every emotion. There is no thought which is unresolved. There is no emotion which is strange or unknown. Everything you see very, very clear. It's just like walking in a forest. Or you go scuba diving underwater. When you see the fish and you recognize them, excitement, one unknown thing coming towards you. Don't want to touch it. Why? So red and so long. Oh boy. Is it a dangerous snake? Is it an eel or a snake? Suppose it is a sea snake. You go. Because you don't know. In jungle you go, suppose known animals, you see, tiger, jackal. But someone comes which you have never seen before. You don't know how to deal with it. You run. Same thing. Please understand. Every thought, every emotion must be known. Nothing unresolved, nothing unknown. You are absolutely conscious, aware of yourself. So how do I do that? He says that, hey, look, you do it quietly with yourself. The teaching takes place in public. The teaching is loud, in open. Even if one student, one teacher, even if there are 1,000 students sitting, please understand, even if there are 1,000 students are sitting down, it is always a teacher to student, teacher to student. It's not one teacher with 1,000 students. That's all story. There may be 1,000 students sitting down and listening. But the teacher is teaching to each student. Between teacher to student. That is how it is going on. In public, when you are giving a teaching, a class, everybody is listening. Each one carries the thought. When you go into the privacy of your room, isolation under a tree or in a mountain or in a tree, anywhere, you carry your thought with you and you see it for yourself. That is why what you listen is very, very important. But how much you think over is much more important. What you listen is of course important, because if you listen to garbage in the name of teaching, the good students are destroyed. If the person doesn't know. Instead of telling you are the absolute, if I tell on teaching you, you shall be the absolute. There is no future in eternity. You are the truth, not you shall be the truth. You are the happiness, you are free, not you shall be free. Direct. That is Upanishads. He said, Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. It doesn't say Tat Tvam Bhavishyasi. You shall be that. Are you getting that point, please? It doesn't tell you you shall be. It says you are. Listen carefully, please. Remember the story. The man with Rudraksh on his neck looking for Rudraksh. Owner of the spectacles wanting to be the owner of the spectacle. You are it. You are the happiness looking for it. The teacher reveals. So it should be direct teaching. Right away, if your mind is ready, you see it. Okay, you understand. You go back and you go on manana, think over it. In your own isolation. He gives a beautiful example. What is the example? Aptokti khananam tadupari shiladyutkarshanam. Somebody tells you, you feel very poor. Think. You feel very poor. Oh, I am such a poor man, Swami, I don't know what to do. Or you go to a village chief, the village chief man, headman, and you say, I am a very poor man, I don't know what to do. My father did not leave me anything. I am such a poor person. Please help me. Then one village chief comes. Hey, son, come here. Your father, before his death, had told me he has buried a treasure for you in that apartment. Huh? Really? Now when you listen to that, how do you feel? First you will not believe it. Why? In my apartment there is a treasure. Ha! Nah. Don't cheat me. I know it. Enough of jokes. How are you going to believe? Because you are living in a apartment, starving through for 5 years, 10 years. Then somebody tells you, you have got $1 billion treasure under your, inside that apartment. What will you say? You say, are you joking? But the person very convincing. He says, son, I know it. I know. Really? Yes. Now you know that the treasure is there in your apartment. Now, shall you immediately go and start shouting, oh, there is a treasure in my apartment, there is a treasure in my apartment? You must be nuts. That is how somebody listens. You live with mortality, change, death, pain, misery. And the teacher comes and tells you, you are immortal, absolute, free, happiness. You can't even believe it. What rubbish. Really? No. Enough of joke. How can it be so? But suppose I tell you, you are it. I know. Really? Now, will you go and shout everybody, I'm the Brahman, I'm the absolute, will you do that? That is where you become nuts. Why? Just like a fellow simply listening that there is a treasure and he starts already talking. No, don't do that. What should we do? Tathopari, first aptoktim. Aptokti means rishi vakya. Like in a wise man's statement. A wise man gives you a statement who knows there is the wealth under your apartment. Aptokti. Once you hear, thereafter what is needed is khananam, dig. Dig it. And you are such an imbecile, such an unemployed and unemployable fellow. You are so useless. You have never done anything in your life that you don't even have a crowbar or a spade in your house to dig. That also you have to go and ask from your neighbor. And how will you ask? Will you tell him, why are you? Will you tell him how are you borrowing him? No. When you go there, the neighbor is sitting down there and talking. You say, good morning, uncle. Yes, hurry, suddenly, good morning. What is going on? No, nothing. Just, can I have your crowbar or the spade for some time? Why? What are you going to do? Nothing. Just want to put some grass or some, kirai. Some. Will you tell him, give me the crowbar, I want to dig it. Will you tell him? No, everything is secret. You collect from others, secret. Okay? Get it. And when shall you dig? Middle of the day, huh? No. If middle of the day you go and start digging, then every fellow going with a bidi in a hand, Kanada, kya kar raha hai? What are you doing? Everybody will ask. So don't do it daytime. Don't do it in time where everybody is passing. And by chance you start digging that time, this fellow has nothing else to do. They will sit down there with the bidi in hand and sit down and look what you are doing. Oh my God. And especially in India, everybody makes it his business to know what you are doing. Because unless they know, they would not know what they are doing. But they must know what you... Are you getting that point? It's very, very important that they must keep themselves informed about other people's activity. Amongst you also, you will be doing that many times. Brahmachari, what are you reading? What is your problem? Are you reading? Understand? Think of it. Anyway, so when shall you dig the wealth? Not in the midday, 10 o'clock. No. When everybody goes to sleep. Midnight, night when everybody, whole neighborhood is asleep, you start digging the well. Or suddenly they will doubt, Why the fellow is suddenly active? Because every day he was simply sleeping. Now he is suddenly active. What is going on? Everybody will be knowing. So when everybody is asleep, you are now active. Dig, dig, dig. And when you dig, watch out. Aptokti khananam. And when you dig, where shall you dig? He has told it is in the hutment. Shall you dig outside the hutment? If he has told inside, you better do it inside. Don't do it outside. Okay. And then when you do that, tathopari shiladi utkarshanam siyukrutim nikshepa samapekshate naivahi sabdaistu nirgacchati aptoti khananam. Then, as you are digging, your father has done it very well, you know. He has put that treasure and on that he has put a big stone. So that other people don't think there is underneath anything. There is a stone. So watch out, don't hit too hard. Because if you hit it hard, dung, big sound will come, you know. Sabdair tanigarchati. Sounds will go out. Don't even produce sound. Quietly dig. Quietly take out the clay and remove it. Where shall you throw it? Outside, the people will look, why suddenly so much activity? What is he doing? See, in your hutment itself, you keep it. Everywhere you keep it like that. And when you hit the stone, watch out. Expect a stone. If it comes up, don't worry. Slowly remove it. Because if you make a big noise, everybody will know what is going on now. Something is going on. Then, there is a treasure inside an iron box. That also be careful, don't make a noise. Now suddenly if you hit that grower and the big noise, your neighbor will wake up and come. Don't do it. And when everybody is asleep, middle of the night, nobody knows what's going on, no sound goes out, you remove and you see. When you see, will you shout, found the treasure, found the treasure, found the... Eureka, Eureka, Eureka. No. We found the treasure thereafter. Happily sitting down. And suddenly, next morning you purchase a house and move out. No.